One of the big questions that we do get is that, does your curriculum, Footprints on Our Land, does it test? And how will I know that my child needs to move from one grade to the next? The quick answer to that is that you mustn't forget that in the home environment, you know where your children are at. As diligent moms, we spend time with them. We're sitting next to them when they're doing the majority of their work. We can watch over their timing, their timekeeping, and the fruit of their day's work. Yeah. So testing, we believe, was designed for large classes where the parent is not involved, but a teacher has to monitor a progress. So it's kind of one of those non-issues when you've been homeschooling for a while, but it's a very important issue for people coming out of a schooled environment, and even in our own mindsets, because we were schooled traditionally. But with that being said, you will know when your child has finished a workbook that they're ready to move on to the next grade. And not everything has to happen on a sort of 36-week school year, 8 to 4 sort of situation. But as the child finishes, they are ready to move. If they have sort of amassed that skill set, they can move on. And that is the beauty, I think, of homeschooling, because whether you've got grade 3 Afrikaans and grade 6 maths, and your English is way above, you've got the freedom to structure your world without being stuck to a rigid testing environment, which is normally my answer.
There are also other ways that parents can assess their children's learning. We talk about narration and how when children are using our Footprints program, we actually have prompts where we encourage the parents to discuss aspects of what they've learned with the children, and the children can even tell back what they've learned. That's a much more relaxed and interesting way for children to share what they've learned than to write a formal test or to fill in a worksheet where they've got to fill in missing words. Another way is to get children to do creative writing. Even drawings can reflect what they've learned, and sometimes they can express what they've learned through hands-on projects where we've had children, and with photos that parents have sent us, where they've made clay models of villages and situations that they've learnt about, or they've built models of ships, or they've set out army soldiers showing battle scenes that they've read about in history. So they can actually set it out practically and do hands-on things, and that is a reflection of what they've learned. And the children enjoy those kind of activities far more than formalized tests. So we have to change our mindsets, because we've all been conditioned by school, where you do the textbook, you write the test, you write the exam, you move up a grade. In home education, at least in the lower grades, that's really not required. Yeah. But when we get to high school level, then we do enroll our children in more formal programs, so that those who want to can be coached to write exams and get a formal school leaving certificate. But in the lower grades, definitely it's been shown that testing doesn't benefit children, and as I explained, there are alternative methods that are just as successful at showing you how your child's progressing.